Okay, so guys, before we get into our today's workshop, I would just like to say one thing that this is an advanced level workshop. So if you're a beginner and if you're not able to cope up with it, don't worry. Maybe you can, I'll also upload this video up on YouTube, so you can take it slow and go step by step, and then you can create the artwork that we'll be making today. If you are already an artist and you know the basic patterns and how to draw characters and stuff, animals and stuff like that, then I think this workshop will be great for you. We will not be using a compass because we are not drawing any mandalas or anything of that sort today. Today's workshop is all about Zentangle inspired art. So Zentangle inspired art is basically, you remember the Zentangle workshop that we did the last time? Zentangle workshops are generally done in tiles, but Zentangle inspired arts is basically using Zentangle patterns in everything else than just the tile. So that's an inspired artwork. So today we'll be drawing a horse. So basically the face and some hair. So we will first draw. So before just coming live, I just quickly sketched something on the book so that we don't waste too much time on it. But I will again draw with the pencil with all of you, so we are all on the same page. And then once we draw with the pencil, we will outline it with our marker, and then we will fill in all the patterns. So I don't think this workshop will end in 1 hour. It will take slightly more, maybe 1.5 hour, 1 hour 45 minutes. So I hope you have that much time for today's workshop. Okay, so let me first tell you all the materials that are required. You basically need your paper or book or diary, whatever you have with you right now at the moment. You need a pencil, an eraser. We do not need a ruler today, and with whatever pens that you are using to draw. Take your pencil first, and in the center of your page, we are going to draw a diamond. Alright, so how do we draw a diamond? I'm doing it slightly dark so that y'all can see. I'm going to zoom in more. Okay, so how do we draw a diamond? We're going to do the same way. And when we do the diamond, the end shape of the diamond is going to go slightly down. So we go slightly down here. Alright. So once we do this, so I've drawn my diamond like this. Next, what we are going to do is just maybe leave like one finger or maybe like around 1 centimeter from both the sides, and just draw 2 lines like this. Okay. Why are we doing this is because now we are going to draw 2 eyes of the horse over here. Alright, so now from here just leave like a millimeter distance, and we'll draw like a triangle, and give me a slight curve over here. You don't want a perfect triangle, so it also looks like a ulta horn if you say so. So just one triangle here, and this side we are not going to make a triangle. This side just leave a little space and give me a very thin leaf kind of a shape. Okay, once we are done with this, we're going to draw the eyes. How are we going to draw the eyes? Just in the same line as your triangle over here, we are going to draw one line this way. Okay, and give like a curve like this. Do not merge the line over here and this curve, because we are going to join it. So this way we made the outline of the eye, and inside that, like how in the eye a reflection falls, so we're going to give it a reflection. So give me like 2 circles, one here on top and one in the bottom over here. Okay, right below this we're going to draw a triangle. So one small triangle over here, and just at the bottom of this, the point of this triangle end, give a line this way. So with this we have finished drawing the eye, left eye of the horse. Now coming to this side of the horse, what are we going to, we're going to draw a similar eye this way. So again, from this top point, leave some space and give one line, slightly curved line over here. Give the same, go down and give a curve just similar to the one that we've already drawn here, and then we merge it. Okay, and this eye also has some reflection, so we've drawn two reflections. Just below it is the triangle, and now we're not going to draw this line over here. I'll just leave a little space and give like a teardrop kind of a thing over here. Just leave some slight gap between the two. So with this, we've drawn like the center part of the horse's forehead kind of a thing. Here is the eyes, and we're done with that. All right, this part. Now just slightly below, like say leave around this much gap, and we are going to draw the nose. So go curved a little towards the end over here. So you start from here. It's like an almost like an S, but not really like an S, you know. So just you go with the line, and from the bottom on the right side, just give it a slight curve that way. Okay, just like how you the nose of a horse would be. Similarly, on this side, on this side, we are not going to draw a line like that. Now, how we've drawn this line over here, just leave a little gap, and from here you start and make one line like this. Okay, leave a little gap over here from where you've ended this. Draw another line this way and just curve it and join to the dot over here. All right, now leave again some gap over here, and this time we are giving a slightly curved line this way, and again just fill it like this. So we have now set an outline of the nose of the horse. All right, what we need to do now, just take the center of both of this, put a dot over here, and give like a triangle or a V. Give me a V over here, and now we need to draw the nostrils of the nose, right? So just like give it any shape that you would like, how a nostril would generally look like. This is the nostril of the nose, and at the bottom just one small line this way. So you see now how we are outlining the face of the horse. Now what we need to do is, now around it, all that are going to be is basically the hair of the horse. All right, so from this teardrop thing that we've made over here, just leave some space and give it one line here, and I'll leave again some space, and from here just join it to the nose over here. So now we are defining the face of the horse slightly. Okay, we don't want to completely join it right now. And this side, like we've already made this one line over here, take the center part of this line and give a slightly curved line this way, and we again just join this whole line by giving it another outline like this. All right, now around it is basically say let's start from the up part. All right, okay, so let's go the up wave, just above the eye over here. Take this much space, this much gap you leave, and we go up with a line like this, slightly curved on the top. All right, and just join just like how we've been doing the ones in the bottom. Similarly, we're going to do this. Now this part is the ear of the horse. All right, so what we're going to do is this side down, we're going to give it like a triangle, give like a little curved line over here, a slightly curved over here, and like this. So we again like a triangle or a shape of a horn. So this way we have defined one ear of the horse. We are not going to define this side of the ear of the horse because his hair that's falling, so it's not going to be seen as much. Okay, Now what we're going to do is from just leave slightly a little gap over here, give it a dot so you've marked it, and go with the outline of this here, slightly go down like how a hair would fall on anyone's face, and get it close to the eye like this. Okay, and we're going to join it, so again like another one following it to the both the dots. So you saw all the hair is going to be this side, not this side. So that's how we have made that design. And just next to it, from this point, go slightly outside and till the end of your page. I don't know how long or how big your page is, but mine is an A5 size, so I am ending it here because that's where my page ends. So you see how it's not a straight line, it's a curvy line because it's hair. The hair is not that straight, right? So with this, leave another little gap over here and draw one more like this. So basically we are just drawing some more hair, and in between that we will then add in the pattern. So there is no like set way of making it. You can just go on with the flow of how the hair would be. So you see how I have made the hair. That way you can just go with the flow, making, you know, your hair just waving through like that. So this side of your horse is done. Now coming to this side. Okay, now from where we've given this one line over here, or just take the center of this whole horse, just take the center point of that, leave some gap. Okay, so this is the center point of my horse. I've left some gap, I put a dot over there so I know from where I have to start. From here again, just give like a wave like this. We've given a wave like this. Take go slightly down and give another wave. Again leave some gap, and again just go like that, slightly outward from the bottom. Another one that goes slightly above near the face. Okay, and the last one, leave some gap over here, go curved from down and over here. And with this we've drawn the outline of our horse. Now the horse, you know, if you just fill it in, like you just color maybe this and the ones that we made, it becomes like a tattoo art. Like people would get this tattoo, like a horse tattoo. But for now we are not going to color these because we want to fill these parts with pattern. So by not putting color in this, it will just you know, because everything else is going to be covered in pattern, this will just stand out. So whether to color some or not, that call we will take a little later. Once we start filling in the patterns, we'll get an idea of what will look good, what will not look good, and then we will take the call accordingly. So we are actually, we've almost done like two things at the same time. One is we are doing Zentangle inspired art, yes, but with this stage, we are also like made a tattoo art at the same time. Now keep your pencil aside because we do not need the pencil right now. What we will need right now is your marker, whatever you are using. And first we will outline the whole thing that we've made with the pencil, okay? So let's outline it. The whole thing that you've drawn with the pencil, you just have to just outline it. Don't color anything right now. Okay, with this I'm done with outlining the whole horse. Okay, what we are going to color is the part inside the eye. Okay, so inside the eye we will need that thing black. So this, but do not color the reflection circles that you have made. Okay, I'm zooming in slightly more. Okay, color this part outside. Okay, we've colored the eyes. The center part, the diamond shape that we have made, draw another inner diamond, like an inner outline of the shape. Okay, and what we're going to do inside is, give like small hues, like how we are one very small one and then an outline outside of it. Okay, now the nostrils also that we have made, we need to color that. So you can color the nostrils. The ear part, this is the triangle like horn we've made. In that, what we are going to do is how we've put this design in, the same way we're going to repeat over here. Alright, so we've done with the small elements of the face. We're going to start with designing the hair part. Okay, and once we finish this, we will decide if we should even design the face of the horse or will it be too cluttered. That call we will take once we design the hair. All right, so let's now you see you've already stopped your lines over here, so just extend it slightly more and get it at the edge and make sure like you smoothly just join in. You've joined it over here at this edge over here. So now we have divided this into 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have divided this into 5 hair strands. Okay, so the one that's the thinnest over here is what we're going to do is just give slanting lines. I'm going to take another pen. We are not doing any complicated pattern in this small strand of hair because it's very thin, so we don't want to complicate it even further. Okay, so we've just drawn patterns like line pattern in this particular strand. Now coming to the most outer part, what we're going to do is from the tip of this over here, you give me like one teardrop kind of a thing. Okay, and then same way you'll outline it like this from one end to another. Okay, so I will draw say 5 of them and now we'll color it alternatively. So I've colored this, the second I will color this, and the third one is this. Okay, so this is how it will look like. Now you always have to start this at the corner of each. Okay, so now we start from this corner. Don't start from the middle. Always start this from the corner. And in this one I'm coloring the second part, because if I color the first one, it'll merge with the one which is already colored. So you can take your call accordingly, which one you want to color first, which one you want to leave. Now from here I'm just going to start from this corner. If you want to just use one corner and continue with this kind of design, you can do that also. So now see, in this one I've colored the first one because it's free over here. Fill the whole that one uppermost strand with this design itself. And with this we finish the first strand of our hair. Okay, now coming to the second one, which is right next to it, what we'll do is to just distinguish this one to this one, we will just give one small thin outline. Okay, and over here what design are we going to do? Let's do this. Okay, so we will draw like drops from like this, but in the whole of the strand. Okay, so I'm starting from center just to show it to you. You can start from your corner and go one this direct direction, and the spaces that are there around it, you're just going to color it. Okay, so we've drawn drops like this, and just continue making, just fill it with the whole thing. Don't leave any white spaces. Color the white spaces that are there, the blank spaces. Go in one direction only, but the your drops can go a little left, right. That's okay. Like just play around with your drops. So with this, we finish the second strand. And just like how we made outline over here, we're going to make a similar outline. But that will end here and then just continue this way. Okay, now this part we're not going to do because it is connecting with the face right now. So let's not do that part right now. Okay. We will do this one. So over here what we're going to do is like how I'm going to show you with the pencil first how we had we've done this pattern before like this. So something similar to this, what we're going to do is we'll color the center part and give it like a flower shape first, and then we will give it another flower shape and continue to do like that, like this. So you're creating a rose like this. Okay, so over here I'm now, see what I'm doing, I'm coloring the center part and then I am creating this one flower pattern, and then I'm continuing to do that, and I'm stopping there. Again, if you don't have space, just move around whatever space you have over here. And the white spaces, as usual, we're going to color it. Now as you go down, your space will also increase, so just then make slightly bigger roses. And with this we finish another strand. Again, like how we've been doing the others, we will just give it an outline. Okay, so now I'm not sure how many of you all have seen the pattern sheet that I just put up today. In that there's one pattern that I've made, and we're going to use that same pattern over here. I'm going to start from the center so that all of y'all can see it clearly. If y'all want, it's better to start with the corner, but I'll just show you how to do it. So we draw one semicircle like this. We have another border. Give me another outline inside of it. Okay, and now what we're going to do is from your bottoms we're going to give these small petals, and just color, like give me a like small dot in it. It should not touch the top part. Okay, now after this, from the center, so there are 6 over here, right? From the center, one swirl here and another swirl here. Once we do this, you have a top triangle here, so give me another small triangle and we color that. And over here, just 2 dots. That's it. So this thing we're going to make everywhere. Now over here it becomes small, so your design will also get smaller. So try making like smaller patterns. If not, how much ever fits in it, continue making that. Okay, so I'm going first this way. Now instead of 6, I have only 5. So just take the center of this whole line and then just make your swirl. So you see my design, how it's getting smaller and smaller because there is it gets thinner once we go up. So just very carefully fill in your patterns. See now in this one it's super small. Okay, so I'm also going, my design is going to be super small in this. Maybe I might not be able to put the dots in here, so I'm not going to put the dot, and I'm not going to put the above triangle because I'm just going to smudge it if I fill that in. So I'm not going to do that. Now over here my page ends, so my design is only going to be half. Okay, don't go outside your page. My triangle is not going to come over here because it's outside the page, so it's not going to be seen. Now the triangles that we have formed over here while making these patterns, you just have to make like, okay, I'm going to show you because the whole triangle is seen over here. I'm going to make another small triangle over here and I'm going to color it. Okay, we are not going to fill in more patterns over there, otherwise it will look too messy. Now over here also like a very small one. And with this we are done with this strand of the hair. Right? Now what we're going to do is I'm taking our step by step process, also explaining you the thought that goes behind when you're making this kind of artwork as to where to fill in the patterns, where to not. So we filled in the small elements, we colored all of this, we did the ear, we did this part of the hair. Now I'm still not sure if I should make a lot of patterns on the face yet, because I'm not sure how it would look even after filling this part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this part for the last. I will take a call of whether to design the face or not later on. First I'm going to do is fill in this first, and then I will take a call on that. We'll take a call together. All right. So now coming back to the one that's below. So there is some hair this side. So this side is the body, and there's some hair as well. So we're going to fill it with different patterns over here. Now most of y'all might know what a paradox is. It's a very well-known Zentangle pattern. I'm going to show you with the pencil first how to get that pattern. Now say for example this is a triangle. Okay, I'm going to zoom in, hold on. This is my triangle, and let me draw a bigger triangle. What a paradox is, basically we are drawing various small similar triangles inside of it. So say I start from here. From here I start at the point of this and I go slightly outside and make one line this way. Take the point of this and I make another line this way. And with this from here, one point from here, I'm making another line this way, slightly away from the top part. So you've seen how I drew one smaller triangle inside of it. We have to just repeat doing the same thing in the whole triangle. So I'm again from here going this, going here, and you do not need a ruler for this. Just continuously, and this is the outcome. This is what you get. So if you can do this in a triangle, you can also do this in a square. Basically you need points. You cannot do this in a circle. You can look, there is no point unless you define a point and you make it in that. That I can cover later, how to do it in a circle. But now in this square it's going to be similar like how we done in the triangle. From this point I've come out over here, then from here I'm going here. Let me just switch on the light so you can see more. Okay, now from here again in the inner I'm just going to make this paradox. So this is how I made in a square and in a triangle. Similarly, this center part, which is like the biggest chunk in our design, we are going to do this paradox design in this. Now you will ask me a question like, how do we make the paradox in this, because there is no like, are we to make this in this whole thing, or how are we going to do it? We are going to make different shapes inside of these and fill it with a paradox. Okay, we do not going to do this in this whole thing. So what you need to do first thing is we have to close this over here. So just close it however you would like to. How I am going to close, I am going to go up like this and give it a point and close it here. If you have a better, if you want to just maybe put a line over here and close it, it's up to you, however. All right, so I am going to start you can start from anywhere. So I'm starting from the middle over here. I'm going to draw a triangle first. and I'm going to fill this with my paradox. So now I have made a triangle here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a slight curve, like a moon shape, a crescent moon. Okay, and now we're going to do the paradox in this. Now how are we going to do the paradox in this? We have 1, 2 and a third point over here. Okay, so I will use those 3 points. So starting from the corner, we go slightly out. From here I have another point here, and from here I go up. Now just continue doing it. So I will just zoom in. Okay, now I'm going to fill in this, so we finish the top part and get done with it. I'm going to draw another triangle over here and just fill it with a paradox again. And I can do a paradox in this whole thing in one second, because there's 1, 2, 3 and 4 points. All right, so I will now start from here. 1, 2, 3, and I'll just continue doing that. Okay, now going in the bottom of it, I will give another shape. Say I'm drawing a square. Okay, so now I'm doing a paradox in the square over here. I can create another triangle from this end, so I'm filling this. Coming to this side, which is left open, I am going to just draw one line over here, so it becomes like a cone, but I'm not making that line over. So I have 1, 2, 3 and 4 points. So how I showed you in the square, we're going to just fill it the same way. So 1, 2, curved over here, and then straight again. So like I said, you do not need to follow the same shapes that I am making. You can make different shapes and do this. If you're not comfortable with different shapes, you can stick to a triangle and square in the whole design and just do triangles and squares itself. I love paradox. I love the whole effect that it gives. Now I'm left with only this part. I'm not going to fill it. I'm going to divide it into half. So I'm just going to put a line there, so I get a rectangle and a triangle. So with this, we finished the whole, the major chunk which was there in the center, the biggest space that we had. Now coming so we have 1 more over here, we have 2, and we have 3. Now we need to close this somewhere. So how are we going to close this? From this point here, I'm just going to join it with this line here. So we've closed this here. Okay, so let's now fill this part. In this, what we're going to do is how we just give me very thin leaves like this, very similar to how pumpkin seeds look like. Same way we are just going to fill this whole thing, and it will be big, small, depending on how your shape is. So you see how we've from big it's gone to small like that. I will again zoom in. So the space that is there on top and bottom, we're going to color it. That's my most favorite part. Just color all. So with this we have finished this whole pattern over here. Now like how we've made borders over here, we need to also put borders over here to define it when we are filling these two parts over here. So just give an outer outline to the whole shape. If you're not comfortable to give this border with a pen directly, you can use your pencil first and then you can use your marker after. I prefer doing it with the pen directly. So now what we are left to do is this whole part, but again it's left open. We need to close it over here. This part needs to close. So how are we going to join this? Just from this part here, I am going to just join it this way. Okay, so that means this whole part becomes one, and there'll be a similar design in this whole thing. Okay, now what design I'm going to do in this is, since we already have a colored one and we already have this here, let's keep it simple in the center. So we are just going to do 1, 2, 3 lines this way, and okay, wait, I'll just zoom in. 3 lines this way, 3 lines opposite way. Basically needs to be only 3 lines. So you see how is it like all it's a zigzag. 3 lines here, 3 lines opposite. So let's finish this part. How to cover this bigger part, I have covered this before in my previous workshop, but I will show it to you again. You can go in different directions, like sleeping, standing, slanting, however you want, diagonal, anyway, as long as you draw 3 lines. Now with this, I have finished drawing this part. To cover the part which has a lot of space on top, over here I will start with first whatever is easily there with me right now over here, and then here I do with a sleeping line this way. You just define it accordingly. If over here, if you do a slight curve, it's okay. See, I've done a slight curve. Now once I do the slight curve, you have reached this part, so I have again a base to make my straight lines. So with this, we finish the top and the bottom, and now you can see how well defined the face looks of a horse. And let's take a call together if we want to fill in the face and the body, or should we leave it like this? So see, this is how the whole thing looks like. I hope all of you all have also finished doing the patterns. Are you all done doing the patterns? Okay, so what do you think? Should we fill in the face and the body? Let's take that call together. According to me, I think we can fill it in and we can leave some parts. We can do that. Okay, so now since we are keeping the face just as it is, let's color the parts that we had left to decide, which we thought we'll take that call later. So now we've taken that call. Just color these triangles that you have already made before. The ones that are close to the eyes, just colored all of them. So now I think our eyes look much better after coloring those parts. What we can do is the V that we have given here, I think we can color that part as well, but what we're going to do is just give like another V, taking it to the corners that way, and color the center part. Now this 3, that call we will take later once we finish the designs, whether we should fill it in or leave it as it is. Okay, now coming to how are we going to do this. So now from here we have to start by first filling this part over here, and then we go in this way. Okay, so what we will do is just give me like how we've given a definition to the face this way. This part is open and we do not want to like, you know, get confused as to till where do we do the design. So from this point here, just give like a line this way and close it. Okay, so now we will start from here and then we go this way. All right, so what are we going to do over here is first we need to give this a border, which we've not given still. So give this a border. Now there's a very thin line over here. Okay, it's as good as negligible. So consider this as one and this as a second one. All right, so here's another pattern, here's going to be another pattern. So to fill this part, we're going to do pebbles. So pebbles basically have small ones, and you have a big one, then you have small ones around it. They're all basically circles, and wherever you cannot draw the circle, just color it. So I'm going to zoom in again. I'm going to show you, like again, like they have to be of different sizes, some medium, some small, some large. When you reach the part where there is a slight opening over here, just fill it with your pen, just color it. Okay, so now we are done with this part. We don't need to look at this. Now this part is also open. Now we are not doing any patterns over here, so you can also fill this with your pen. Okay, coming back to the pattern over here. Now we are going to again divide this into different patterns. So let's start with the one that we've left over here. We're going to begin with this. What we're going to do is like how we made these flower swirls. We're going to make normal swirls, but just stick to the shape that you have over here. And the space that you have in between, just color it. Make 3 to 4 of them right now. So this is 3, and I'm going to make one more, 4. Okay, so we made 4 of this. Now we are going to do something else over here. So how we there's one part, how we did these over here in the diamond and in the here, we're going to do the same way over here. We're going to give one over here and this over here. So the inner part has to be colored. Like a semicircle, the outer semicircle, and color the inner part. We'll make only a few of them. You can make this till we reach the point over here. So I have only some space left now. I'm going to stop right there with this pattern, because now we will make new ones. Right, I'm giving you all a few seconds to finish this. Okay, the next one, what we're gonna do is from here, this point, okay, I'm making one line here, and continuing from the same point, I'm going outward. Say I've made around 4 to 5 lines. Only 4 to 5 lines in each, like that we do. So now I'm going to again take this as a corner and go the opposite side over here. Okay, now the same way you can mold this into however you want. It's not definite like same way of doing the pattern. You can go in any direction that you like. So now here I'm giving this kind of a shape, and I want my point to be over here. So I'm just going to draw lines this way. So same way, you have to give different kind of patterns and choose your point accordingly. Okay, I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. That's all that I'm making. Shifting to my next pattern over here, which is very simple and which we all know what to do, is basically checks. So this is the end of my page, so I'm going to draw checks. Till here only. And we're going to color alternate. So with this, I finished with the checks here, and I'm going to give it a border outside, like a small one straight line over here, to just distinguish it from the rest. Okay, and this design that we did over here, I'm going to finish it by doing it here, because there's already color here, there's color here, so we need to have something simple, something with lines. So now I've given it a shape. after this I finished doing this pattern and we move to our next pattern. So I did 1 2 3 4 because here I'm merging with this pattern that we did over here, so this becomes like an entire border to this checks. So now we have only this much to fill in, okay, because like we said we're leaving the face. So I'm going to start from here. I'm not going to really give, like if you want to really give it, just give like a little curvish kind of a line to just end it, okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start with our next design and we'll see till what it looks good. Now we have already done this pattern this side, and we're going to fill this with the same pattern here. And I'm going to do this pattern only till I reach this part, okay, don't go further than that, till the air tip of the nose. Okay, see how I've done it. Now we have some open ends here, okay, so let's close that a little. So what we're going to do is from here just go down this way and just close it neatly, but give it a curve because you know how the face of a horse looks like, right? And now we got to fill our design over here. Now over here what we're going to do is give checks, but slightly bigger ones. Leave a lot of gap to the whole part that's left. Now this nose also you can cover it with a line and give a check this way. We need big squares. What we're going to do inside of this is how we made the circle like this, the swirls. We're going to make similar square swirls, okay, so it's basically continuation of the square like this, okay, and we're going to do that in all of them. Now you see how we have these triangles over there, but they are not actually triangles, they are supposed to be squares, right? So just make triangles this way because it's supposed to be in a square, right? So here again this goes like this. Mold around your squares accordingly because there are patterns around it, and we do not want these squares to come above those patterns, right? And with this we finish the whole body of the horse. Now I think we should still color this because that's the nose part and it will look better. So the small line spaces that we had already made before, we will just color that. Don't color the one that is there in the body because we will take that call once we finish coloring this part, whether it's required or not. So with this, I've colored this, but it looks like, you know, this looks better with being colored than just leaving it plain. So in this, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to color the whole thing. What I'm going to do is, see, this part is already a colored pattern and this one is not. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to give like an outline. So the one that's with the one that's facing the side of the pattern one, colored pattern one, we're going to leave it plain, and the opposite one we're going to color. So we've colored the opposite pattern. Now to coming back to the face over here, I feel that these lines can be defined slightly much better by just adding some color to it, like how we've made these. So maybe just like make it slightly thicker, not too thick, okay, just slightly. I made it slightly thicker here. Now take because we have drawn this with the pencil first, there might be a lot of pencil lines that might be seen, so we don't want to show that. So just take your razor and just see wherever you see those pencil lines, just erase them off. Only wherever they are visible. If your pencil lines are not seen at all, then that's a very good thing. You don't need to raise anything then. Okay, take your pen, don't forget to sign. I am going to sign right here. And I've signed it. And with this, we finish our Zentangle inspired art. So I hope our patterns have come out in a similar way. This is what mine looks like. So once you've done yours, and you know, please don't forget to share it with me. You can either DM them, or you can put it on your story and tag me, or you can if you're putting it on your feed, do tag me. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this workshop. This is an advanced level workshop because not many people you know, when you're just starting and when you're at the, you know, the basic level, it is sometimes difficult to you know, draw an animal character, or any character, any illustration, any animal. It gets difficult. So that's why the basic is always simple patterns, and the advanced levels are when you start you know, creating stuff like this, and then you fill in your patterns. Okay, great guys, please do share your artworks with me, and I will see you again soon. Bye, hope you guys enjoyed.